Two young lives are being honored tonight in a touching show of love.
The day she went missing, she told me, she's like, I love you.
Tonight, an emotional vigil for J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan.
Fire danger for the first half of the weekend, but I am tracking a cool down. I'll have your weekend forecast coming up.
Ethnic communities in Utah feeling alienated after COVID-19 patients found their personal data posted online.
And he said, now I know why my phone keeps ringing.
Why healthcare workers worry that could harm fragile relationships with those communities.
Utah businesses were devastated after state-imposed coronavirus restrictions shut them down.
We went from doing well to zero overnight.
Why some business owners say the state had no right to do that, and they may take legal action.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
Happening right now, dozens of people are coming together in eastern Idaho to remember J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan, including those from out of state who personally knew the two children.
Remains believed to belong to them were recovered earlier this week.
Fox 13's Lauren Steinbrecher is in Idaho Falls with that vigil tonight. Lauren.
Yeah, Kelly and Bob. So this is really just the culmination of a tough, long week for this whole community. And the vigil program ended a few minutes ago, but there's still, there's about, a couple of hundred people are here. And you know, even people who never knew JJ and Tylee but got to know them through this entire ordeal, following their story for months and months, and then of course this week to find out that their remains were likely recovered from Chad Daybell's yard in Salem, Idaho. Now, one of the people we spoke with who came up here, she drove all the way from the Salt Lake area. One of Tylee's best friends who actually lived in Hawaii when Tylee lived in Hawaii and spent a lot of time with her for years. They kept in touch even after they both, kind of moved away. And she said that they would text each other a little, every once in a while. And of course, she was worried for so many months about what happened. But it was hard. It was really hard to have any sort of closure or have any sort of feeling of what was going on. This week, everything just hit, and she knew that she had to get in that car and drive up here tonight.
The day she went missing, she told me, she's like, I love you, and I said, I love you too, and then I never texted her or saw her again. My best friend's been missing since September, and I really need to go and mourn her and everything, and I need to go to her vigil, and I'm going to need to go to her funeral and everything because I really just need to get closure because it never really hit me that she was gone. I'm really happy that people are here to support them and are here to mourn them and give their support and care for them because they really do deserve the best and they deserve to have that love because they were the sweetest people in the world.
As everybody has been trying to cope with this, it only seemed fitting for people to get together so they were not going through this alone. And that's what people have been telling me tonight, is being able to come together here after everything they've been seeing and feeling, not just this week, but for several months now. And we're seeing lots of hugs tonight. They played a slideshow with photos. They had singing going on, prayer, a moment of silence. And what a way to end the week, to be able to honor these two children. And there's going to continue to be events like this. We're hearing tomorrow people are cutting ribbons. We're hearing on Sunday. And so people are going to continue to honor JJ and Tylee, and of course, continue to follow the justice system and make sure that the lives of these two children are honored, and make sure that whatever happened to them, that the people responsible are held accountable. Live in Idaho Falls, Lauren Steinbrecher, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Lauren, thank you very much. The mother of both JJ and Tylee, along with her husband, are behind bars in separate jails in Idaho for their suspected involvement in the children's death.
Right now, Lori Vallow Daybell is facing several charges, including desertion and non-support of JJ and Tylee. Chad Daybell is facing 2 felony charges of destruction or concealment of evidence. We do expect to learn more about this case when they return to face a judge. Chad's next court date is July 1st. Lori's is July 9th.
Stay with Fox 13 News as the push for justice for JJ and Tylee continues. For the latest updates, check out our social media pages or go to fox13now.com.
A big spike in COVID-19 numbers tonight. 8 more deaths to report from the state, 5 men and 3 women. They were from Salt Lake, Weber, and Washington counties. That now brings our death toll to 139. There were also 325 more positive tests today, raising the total number of cases in our state to more than 13,500 people.
New tonight, Fox 13 News has learned the identity of a Utah Valley University student who died from COVID-19 this week. This is 27-year-old Trevor Cephas Lee. He was a senior at UVU, scheduled to graduate next spring. The State Health Department determined Trevor had underlying conditions before he passed away on Tuesday. UVU is offering crisis and grief counseling to students, faculty, and staff members.
This just in, the Salt Lake County Health Department confirming to our content partners at the Salt Lake Tribune the very first cases of COVID-19 linked to the violent protests in Salt Lake City almost 2 weeks ago. It will be 2 weeks tomorrow. State epidemiologist Dr. Angela Dunn said shortly after the protests that she was worried about potential spread of COVID-19 because of the massive crowds in downtown Salt Lake. Now, at this point, no other known COVID-19 cases have been confirmed due to other protests. The Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office is investigating whether privacy laws were broken when the health department posted sensitive information on COVID-19 patients online. Tonight, a health worker tells Fox 13's Haley Higgins it will cause lasting damage for ethnic communities. Haley.
Yeah, the health department here in Salt Lake County believes that there is no long-term damage because this personal information of people who tested for COVID-19, that was posted on their website. But a community health worker says it's already causing some lasting damage. The address and COVID-19 test results of Salt Lake County residents visible for 5 days on the county's health department website. Their spokesperson calls it an unfortunate technological coding error. Susie Felch-Malo Hafalo calls it unexcusable.
I was just like, what in the world is going on here?
As a community health worker, Susie works with Utah's ethnic groups struggling with COVID-19. This week, a client who spent 2 weeks in the ICU expressed concern when strangers knew about his COVID-positive diagnosis.
He's still on oxygen, and it was just like one more thing. And he said, now I know why my phone keeps ringing. I'm trying to rest, and my phone keeps ringing. And like, how did these people know?
The man suspects his information became public after seeing our story on Tuesday. Susie admits this information leak sent shockwaves through ethnic communities already struggling.
We're the ones that are the most vulnerable, and yet we're the ones that are the sickest in our county. And now this happens.
Salt Lake County Department of Health declined repeated requests for a formal interview. But spokesperson Nicholas Rupp says, quote, he understands it's a serious concern. He said the address and test results became visible after an employee made a tweak to the coding on the heat map slide and failed to mask the health data. Sensitive information of roughly 6,000 people was visible from Thursday until Monday evening. Yet Susie says that is enough to cause severe distrust for minorities, especially undocumented immigrants, and the county is not doing enough.
Our community health workers are trusted in these ethnic communities, and now they've had something like this happen. It ruins that relationship, especially when it's something that is like immigration.
Now, I asked Rupp if the health department was going to notify the people whose information was posted online. He says that they are working with the attorney's office before they make that decision. Reporting live in Salt Lake City tonight, Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Haley, thank you. Governor Gary Herbert has now extended existing health conditions for COVID-19 until June 26th. His executive order issued this morning puts Kane County, however, in the green zone. That's the lowest risk for coronavirus. The rest of the state remains in yellow, except for Salt Lake City, which is still orange or moderate risk. This could block other counties from moving to green, as the state has seen a spike in COVID-19 cases. The governor's order also revised health guidelines to emphasize physical distancing and the wearing of face masks.
New at 9, a lawsuit will be filed against Utah's top leaders over their handling of business restrictions during the pandemic. Fox 13's Spencer Joseph spoke with one of the business owners who is part of the lawsuit. Spencer joins us live from Capitol Hill tonight. Spencer.
Yeah, Bob, that man basically said that from the moment these restrictions went into place, practically overnight, his business went from thriving to absolutely nothing. A new lawsuit being filed later this month is taking aim at the governor and lieutenant governor for their handling of business restrictions during the pandemic. In a press release sent out by the attorneys on the case, the group says Herbert and Cox chose to extend draconian restrictions that have devastated tens of thousands of Utah businesses at the cost of 10% of the jobs in the state so far. One of those joining in
We do birthday parties a lot, corporate events, school fundraisers.
is Kirby Barker.
We wouldn't have minded if we lost customers because they felt like they didn't want to do it because of what was all happening. But then the restriction of 10 or smaller hit and we lost everyone.
Barker's business, Epic Party Events, is a mobile party company with trailers like this one.
Again, making this not about COVID, but the restrictions were literally the thing that each time cut our business. We went from doing well to zero overnight.
Federal loans didn't help much either.
We did get a PPP advance, which was not nearly enough to keep us afloat. They declined our loan because of our credit score. And our credit score went down because we maxed out our credit cards because we couldn't be a business.
Ultimately, Barker tells us he isn't in it for the money, but instead to make sure the conversation starts about the impact on small businesses.
They get bad reviews, like literally what's happening to me. And so, I'm willing to take it because I feel like more people need to understand what happened to these small businesses.
The governor and lieutenant governor's office said it is their policy to not comment on ongoing litigation. When we asked about this lawsuit in particular, there are several other state and local officials that will be named in it once it is filed as well. On Capitol Hill, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Happy Friday night, everyone. It is here, and I tell you, it is a hot one. Kristen, are we going to see any relief this weekend?
We are. Our temperatures are going to get better. Our fire danger, though, is going to linger for one more day, thanks to another windy one. But temperatures at least will come down just a touch tomorrow. Fire weather warnings in effect for the Wasatch Front, southern and eastern Utah, and we still do have fire weather warnings in effect for eastern Nevada and high wind warnings in effect there. That goes until 11 p.m. So hot, dry, and windy. In fact, right now it is 88 degrees, and we could be looking at a record warm night tonight. But I am tracking that cool down. I'll have more on that and your wind forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Coming up on Fox 13 News at 9.
Shocking allegations against a former Intermountain healthcare worker.
It's scary and it's alarming, and it's something that we deal with way too often in our community.
What the person is accused of doing to a transgender man and Intermountain's response tonight.
Changes could come to Utah's constitution in the wake of the Black Lives Matter protests.
I think a lot of people are surprised to learn that it is still a part of our Utah Constitution.
We'll explain one lawmaker's push to make racial equality the law of the land.
And talk about an unbelievable catch. This boy's picture during a recent fishing trip is making the rounds on social media. Hear what he has to say about the unforgettable experience.
Summer starts now!
Sundays this summer.
Come on out.
Hit the great outdoors.
Yeah!
With Fox Animation Domination.
What is it, hon? Rattlesnakes?
I don't have reception.
So don't worry about those extra pounds.
If you need a distraction, how about these wubba wubbas?
Just let it all hang out with this summer's hottest comedies.
I am going to be more high maintenance than a white woman on vacation. Is someone available to take 40 pictures of me?
Fox Animation Domination sizzles Sunday on Fox.
The biggest mistake we can make right now is to think small.
Today we have the highest unemployment on record, but I believe Utah has the opportunity to do great things. My economic plan will double Utah's economy over the next 10 years. That's how we fund education, manage our growth, and extend prosperity to every part of our state. Utah has long been known as the crossroads of the West. I believe we have a new destiny, to become crossroads of the world. I'm John Huntsman, and I am asking for your vote.
At Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born, emergencies continue to happen, and doctor visits are still needed. At Intermountain Healthcare, we've put the measures in place to safely care for you in these difficult times. So please, don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here4you to learn how to get the care you need.
Del Taco introduces the world's greatest value menu with 15 items and prices as low as 69 cents, plus new fresh options. The new Del's Dollar Deals menu, the most options, the freshest choices, the lowest prices. That's fresh as Del.
I'm a rabbi.
I'm a musician.
I'm a former senator. We are all survivors of child abuse.
I shine to support survivors.
Let's shine together for survivors.
You won't find a selection like this anywhere else. Just Paris RV.
Fox 13's Kirsten Nunez, part of Utah's #1 news team. This is Fox 13 News.
The Minneapolis City Council has approved dramatic changes for that city's police department. The resolution includes getting input on how to repurpose the police department through meetings and community gatherings. The process could take up to a year to complete.
The people in Minneapolis are tired of hearing commitments for change. Here, really in Minneapolis, the expertise lies in our community.
As you remember, Minneapolis is the place where George Floyd lost his life while in police custody. Two words not mentioned in the action: defund police. Last weekend, some council members voiced a desire to dismantle the department. Utah still has slavery written into the state constitution.
Now a state lawmaker is asking you to help get it removed. Fox 13's Ben Winslow reports on the renewed push to deal with that issue.
I think a lot of people are surprised to learn that it is still a part of our Utah Constitution.
Representative Sandra Hollins successfully passed a bill in the 2019 session to put the issue before voters. Utah's Constitution doesn't explicitly forbid slavery.
What it currently says is that a person can be placed in slavery if they're duly convicted of a crime, found guilty of a crime. And so what my language does is it takes that out.
At recent protests over racial inequality, Representative Hollins has been talking to people about it, getting them to vote for the constitutional amendment in November.
Because it no longer reflects our values as citizens of Utah. And so I want them to vote to take this out of our Constitution. It's not who we are.
We can, in the state of Utah, do better.
In response to the recent protests, Governor Gary Herbert has instituted some changes, including anti-bias trainings for all state employees, banning police use of chokeholds within the Department of Corrections and Public Safety, and elevating multicultural and Indian affairs in state government.
I applaud any effort that is made to start moving us in the right direction to start addressing systematic racism in this state.
Lawmakers are also working on their own bills. Representative Hollins says she and her colleagues who come from racial and ethnic communities are planning bills on police use of force and restraint. She says there's momentum in the community to make lasting changes.
You need to stay in contact with your elected officials. Stay in contact with them. Let them know your concerns and with what's going on in the community. And of course, I always advocate people to vote. You've got to stay engaged, you've got to vote, and you've got to know what's going on at the local level.
Representative Hollins says she hears people's anger and frustration, and she supports speaking up and speaking out, but she urges nonviolence. On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, hot and windy today, and I'm afraid the wildfire conditions are only going to get worse as we get closer to summer, Kristen.
I know. It's a very tough start. I mean, we're already seeing the drought expand across the state. In fact, Juab County, a portion of it was upgraded to extreme drought status. That's getting towards the highest tier of drought status. So not looking good from that standpoint. And then, of course, today we had all the heat and we had the wind in addition to that. So very tough conditions when it comes to the fire weather. Here's a look at the highs today. We hit 97 in Salt Lake, so we went way on up there. Last Friday we hit 100, this Friday 97, and to think on Monday we started with highs in the mid-50s. Our weather is just all over the place right now. Low 90s out towards Vernal and Price, and then we hit 102 down in St. George. Currently we're still at 88 degrees. Last night we only dipped down into the upper 60s. I think tonight we're going to keep it in the 70s for lows, which starts to put us in record territory for a warm night. Those winds are still coming in from the southeast at about 10 to 12, and you can see temps all up and down the Wasatch Front are still in the high 80s right now. St. George in the low 90s, 85 in Wendover, 72 in Ely, a little cooler out that way, and we're down to 69 in Evanston. Tomorrow, despite the warmer start, we will have a cooler finish, so some good news there. We'll have temperatures in the low to mid 70s in the morning, lots of sunshine. We'll try to warm things up pretty quickly, but then the clouds roll in and our temperatures get capped to the low 80s tomorrow. So not looking too bad from that standpoint, but that said, the breezes will continue to blow, and with the dry conditions, fire danger is going to continue to be high. So we have red flag warnings in effect until 9 p.m. tomorrow for everywhere highlighted. In fact, eastern Utah will see those winds picking up even more. High pressure's on the move. It's that backside of that high that's bringing us the strong winds coming in from the south and southwest. As it moves out of here, it will allow a tiny bit of moisture in for the weekend, enough to bring in an increase in cloud cover tomorrow and Sunday, but probably not much in the way of any thunderstorm action. In fact, going into next week, we're going to continue to see disturbances roll by to our north, and the moisture basically stays to our north to keep our shower chances on the slim side through most of next week. That said, we don't have a big ridge of high pressure moving in, so our temperatures will cool off a little bit. Today's the hottest of at least the next 7 days. Your forecast for tomorrow morning in the 70s, down south in the 70s as well. A warm start, not as hot of a finish though. Low to mid 80s for the Wasatch Front. It does get a little warmer down towards Provo. Mid 70s in Park City, 90s for highs down in St. George after triple digits today. That'll feel a little better. 94 on Sunday. A slight chance for a mountain storm tomorrow. Next week highs in the upper 90s. In northern Utah, temperatures will go from 81 Saturday to 77. Sunday looks like a nice day. And looking ahead to next week, mostly looking at highs in the low to mid 80s. And Wednesday looks nice too, mostly sunny and highs back to the 70s again.
It does. It looks really nice, Kristen. Thank you. Still ahead, there could be a new way to track coronavirus outbreaks, and it uses what we flush down the toilet. We'll break down the data found by scientists here in Utah.
Right now, we all want to get back on the road. That's why you'll save up to $100 instantly on select sets of 4 tires, plus get a $50 mail-in rebate on purchases of $500 or more on your Big O card. Big O Tires.
It's good to get a little more. And with Xfinity, you get more from your internet, like advanced security for all your devices, plus an Xfinity Flex 4K streaming device, now included. It puts all your favorite streaming apps in one place, and it comes with NBC Universal's Peacock, so you can watch tons of iconic movies, shows, sports, and more at no extra cost. That's internet and then some. Get started with Xfinity Internet and enjoy tons of content at no extra cost with Xfinity Flex plus Peacock Premium. Click or call today.
Spencer Cox is a proven leader and true conservative. A 6th-generation farmer, he was raised on Utah values of integrity, commitment, and hard work. He helped build one of the state's fastest-growing telecommunications companies, while also serving as a mayor, county commissioner, and state legislator. As lieutenant governor, he has led our state through remarkable prosperity and been a steady hand during challenging times. He is proven, principled, and he will always put Utah first.
Every rider has a story. For some, it takes an unexpected turn, but you don't have to face it alone. We're the first call riders make when they're injured. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, Utah's motorcycle lawyers.
Fox 13 News is proud to support local business with We're Open Utah. If you're a business supporting our community, we want to hear from you at fox13now.com/open.
Thank you, Fox 13. Big air high five.
The open road has always symbolized America's freedom, and in these uncertain times, Big O Tires understands how important reliable transportation is. That's why we have no credit-needed financing available. So when the world is ready, you will be too. Only at your locally owned Big O Tires.
America, this is our time to shine with spectacular savings at the Hyundai 4th of July sales event. Celebrate all 16 award-winning sedans and SUVs. With more IIHS top safety awards than Honda or Toyota brands, Hyundai Assurance with up to 3 years of complimentary maintenance, and America's best warranty. The Hyundai 4th of July sales event, helping everyone shine a little brighter this summer.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on the Tucson or Santa Fe, or get $3,250 bonus cash on the Santa Fe, only at your Utah Hyundai dealer.
Fox 13's Aaron Cox, part of Utah's #1 news team. You're watching Fox 13 News. Let's connect.
Welcome back, everyone. The latest tool in the fight against COVID-19 just may be found in what we flush down the toilet, believe it or not.
A study by the Utah Division of Environmental Quality is tracking coronavirus hotspots using wastewater. Fox 13's John Franke explains why the results are valuable.
This study began in April. The DEQ partnered with 10 wastewater plants along with 3 universities, BYU, Utah State, and the U. The initial data reveals sewer water can predict where COVID-19 cases are rising.
This study starts with a liter of sewage taken from 10 wastewater sites across Utah. Scientists then analyze the water, trying to find the genetic material that makes up the coronavirus.
You can think of sewer water as basically an integrated sample of a city because everybody's contributing to that water.
Here's what the initial samples found. We'll use Hiram as an example. According to this chart from the DEQ, not much was found in its wastewater until late May. But look at May 27th on the far right. The virus detected in the sample increased 67 times over what was found a week earlier. Just a few days later, we get a surge of cases in the Bear River Health District, which includes Hiram. The blue line on this chart represents positive cases. There's the spike in early June. In essence, the sewer water predicted that spike.
That's going to be the next step, right, is to figure out how to make this useful to public health officials. We've presented it to them this week, and a couple ideas have come up in our conversations. One, the most obvious would be to use it to detect early rising infection levels in some parts of the state. We may be able to see that in the sewage, and it looks like we did up in Cache Valley ahead of when you see it through clinical testing. And so that could help the state mobilize resources.
This study will expand in July to represent 75% of the state's population. The DEQ has a dashboard that shows all their data. We'll have that link on our website. In the newsroom, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Coming up after the break.
This should not happen to anyone.
Disturbing allegations of sexual abuse involving a former healthcare worker and a transgender man.
How do you keep thousands of people socially distant and healthy at the controversial Colin Ray concert?
I'm out here pounding posts in the ground and putting up some snow fencing along the highway to keep the participants safe.
Plus, why organizers say this concert will be a good thing for all of Iron County.
When I'm making my meals, I will make 2 of those and I'll freeze one.
And as the cost of groceries go up, we'll show you how to keep your grocery bill down.
During Utah summers, air conditioning becomes essential. If your AC is underperforming or not working at all, bring your vehicle into Master Muffler Complete Auto Care. Right now, we are offering a full AC service for $80. That price includes the recharge and the cost of the Freon. Depending on how much Freon your vehicle takes, that's $50 to $100 in savings. You don't have to suffer in this heat. Bring your vehicle into one of our experts at Master Muffler Complete Auto Care, and we will get you running cool and comfortable again.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Silverado, get 0% APR for 72 months or $5,500 cash allowance on all Silverado Crew Cab pickups. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available.
RV time is family time, so if you want to take your family on a vacation, check out these Paris RV family specials with free delivery to your home. Get a 2020 Rockwood 1640 LTD 10 trailer, only $89.95 or $99 a month, 0 down. Or the 2020 Bushwhacker Plus, only $12,995 or $149 a month, 0 down. Or the 2020 Gulfstream Conquest Motorhome 6237, only $56,995 or $420 a month, 0 down.
If you want a super low price, you come see me at Paris RV.
I'm Greg Hughes. As governor, the Constitution will always apply, including in a state of emergency. Spencer Cox upheld unconstitutional, heavy-handed government shutdown orders from liberal mayors, allowed communist-style snitch hotlines, turned our cell phones into surveillance devices, and he even dictated the terms under which people of faith can assemble. I'm a constitutional conservative, and that means that I won't throw out our Bill of Rights in a crisis. I'll defend it.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
A now former Intermountain Medical Center healthcare worker is accused of sexually assaulting a transgender man.
That suspect has now been charged with a first-degree felony of object rape. Fox 13's Cindy Glenn has the story from Murray.
And we do want to warn you, some of the allegations you'll hear may be disturbing.
It's scary and it's alarming, and it's something that we deal with way too often in our community.
Sue Robbins has been advocating on behalf of transgender individuals for years. She said, unfortunately, hearing about transgender individuals being sexually assaulted isn't rare.
A survey by the National Center of Transgender Equality, where they found 47% of transgender individuals had stated they'd been sexually assaulted sometime in their life.
According to a probable cause statement, Jonathan Jankowski worked at Intermountain Healthcare in March when he was assigned to work with a transgender man. The man asked Jankowski for help using the bathroom. It states Jankowski said it wasn't his job. When the victim asked for help to be cleaned up, the probable cause statement says Jankowski refused to help and said it was disgusting. The statement goes on to say Jankowski showed the victim a small note, and then Jankowski kissed the victim on the mouth and then allegedly sexually assaulted the victim. Now the case is in the hands of Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill.
This should not happen to anyone, and especially to a person who may be transgendered. We want them to know that that we will do our very best to hold this offender accountable.
We also asked Gill if they are exploring the possibility this could be a hate crime.
We don't know exactly why he engaged in that, and so we don't have at this point any evidence that indicates that it was driven by some particular animus. And if that becomes clear, then we will certainly revisit that.
While the investigation continues, Robbins hopes more will be done to educate people to help prevent more victims.
In a medical and healthcare environment, we shouldn't be worrying about our safety when we're at our weakest. And we worry about our safety every day, so we need to change that.
In Murray, Cindy Glenn, Fox 13 News, Utah.
In a statement to Fox 13 News, Intermountain says it is committed to patient safety, and these allegations are taken very seriously. It continues, upon learning of these allegations, Mr. Jankowski was immediately suspended and then terminated at the conclusion of our investigation. We are fully cooperating with law enforcement. We have zero tolerance for this kind of inappropriate contact.
If you or someone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, there is help out there. Call the National Sexual Assault Hotline. Their number is toll-free, 1-800-656-4673. Transgender Education Advocates of Utah works with anti-violence groups, women's rights groups, racial justice groups, as well as law enforcement agencies, all to combat anti-trans violence. To learn more about resources they provide, go to fox13now.com.
New at 9, the state of Utah has extended its contract with the software company that operates Test Utah, despite 21 lab violations over the past few months. Our content partners at the Salt Lake Tribune report the $2.6 million contract with Nomi Health will run through mid-July. A federal audit revealed the lab violations, including keeping specimens at the wrong temperature, analyzing leaky samples against its own policy, and not verifying the accuracy of a machine it was using. You can read more about it on the Tribune's website. We'll link you over from fox13now.com.
Do it for your family.
Do it for your community.
Do everything we can to have our churches, our masjids, our temples and synagogues open as quickly as possible.
Well, those are just some faith leaders in Utah now releasing a new video urging vigilance in stopping the spread of COVID-19. This video features Utah's interfaith leaders encouraging Utahns to continue practicing social distancing, wear face coverings, and to wash their hands frequently. They're also asking people in our state to take precautions to especially protect our senior population. Workers with the Utah Food Bank say after a difficult few weeks, things are stabilizing and they're beginning to see a decline in need for help. They say fewer individuals are donating right now, but businesses and communities have come together to fill the gap. However, there is one big concern. People who are beginning to rebound are no longer asking for help when they really still need it.
But I don't think the need is going to go away in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. We've got some long-term planning that we as an organization are doing. We're looking at 18 months to be sure that we're sustainable to provide help statewide as these families and businesses get back on their feet.
Okay, here's some help for you. One simple call to 211 can help families find aid in their communities for everything from rent to food to medical insurance and more. If you'd like to help, the Utah Food Bank says they could always use, of course, food, money, or just your time.
Will this weekend's Colin Ray concert in Iron County increase the risk for COVID-19? Find out what authorities are saying.
And movie lovers, listen up. Megaplex has announced plans to reopen some theaters. We'll explain the changes now being made before you head to the box office.
There are times when our need to connect really matters. To keep customers and employees in the know, to keep business moving. Comcast Business is prepared for times like these. Powered by the nation's largest gig speed network to help give you the speed, reliability, and security you need. Tools to manage your business from any device, anywhere, and a team of experts here for you 24/7. We've always believed in the power of working together. That's why when every connection counts, you can count on us.
We're proud of our riders and operators, those that provide care and offer comfort, those that serve on the front lines every day. They have meals to make, jobs to do, people to help. Like our riders, our operators aren't just essential, they're extraordinary. If your trips are essential, we're here to take you there safely following health expert guidelines. Learn more about how UTA is keeping you safe at rideuta.com.
Del Taco introduces the world's greatest value menu with 15 items and prices as low as 69 cents, plus new fresh options. The new Del's Dollar Deals menu. The most options, the freshest choices, the lowest prices. That's fresh as Del.
Install the Healthy Together app to help slow the spread of COVID-19 in Utah. Assess your symptoms, find the nearest testing center, view test results, and learn what to do after you've been tested for COVID-19. Protect your family and loved ones.
Your home is always looking after you, but your home needs looking after too. Trust Hanson's for windows, roofing, and siding with a lifetime guarantee. We take care of your home while taking precautions to keep you safe. Call now to schedule a virtual estimate. Plus, you'll get up to 65% off installation with no interest, no payments until summer 2021. Offer ends soon.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
The Denver Broncos select Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy, baby, let's go.
We got a little something here, we'll get to you.
Saturdays on Fox. We're bringing you some of the best classic sporting events we can get our hands on. From heart-stopping championships to hair-splitting victories. Relive some of the greatest events in sports history. The best classic events. Saturday afternoons on Fox.
The controversial Colin Ray concert is tomorrow night, and thousands are expected to attend.
Iron County commissioners and the sheriff's office have been making plans to keep that big crowd safe from COVID-19. Fox 13's Aaron Cox has the story.
The fact of the matter is COVID hasn't hit Iron County like it has up along the Wasatch Front.
Sheriff Ken Carpenter says he's not worried that bringing 5,000 to 6,000 people into Iron County for a Colin Ray concert will also bring COVID-19 with them.
Our campgrounds, especially the BLM campgrounds, have been extremely full. It's coming regardless of whether it's in the form of a concert or people just passing through.
The concert will be held outdoors at the Iron Springs Adventure Resort after Kaysville City and Tooele County both rejected the concert plans.
When we found out that this concert was looking for a home, we felt like it would help our local businesses to book some rooms, fill some restaurants, and have an outdoor concert. There's lots of room out here.
Concert organizer Eric Mutsos says masks and hand sanitizer are being donated. He has about 100 businesses lined up to be there.
Hopefully it's a testament to the people of Utah that we cannot give up and we cannot let our rights be taken from us.
Though they know about the concert's reputation in Kaysville and Tooele, Iron County officials hope this will be good for their community.
I'm out here pounding posts in the ground and putting up some snow fencing along the highway to keep the participants safe.
And after losing the Shakespeare Festival along with so many other events,
they canceled the summer games, they've canceled the July Jamboree. It's devastating to our local businesses.
They hope this can revive their economy.
Colin Ray's graciousness of coming out and performing this concert, and we're excited to have it.
Concert details are on our website, fox13now.com. Mutsos says they are encouraging 6 to 8 feet social distancing while at the concert. In Salt Lake County, Aaron Cox, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Still ahead with eating at home more and groceries costing more, we'll show you how to save more money.
And later in sports, plenty of golf, both local and national today. Plus, another big pickup has BYU found its point guard of the future. And the transfer doesn't have to go very far. Back in a bit.
Phil's new real estate ad gets the whole family in the picture.
Really?
Modern Family. Tonight at 10:05 on Fox 13.
The Denver Broncos select Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy, baby, let's go.
We got a little something here. We'll get to you.
Sunday, Cup racing is live from Miami.
Here we go.
The Dixie Vodka 400. Sunday at 3:30 Eastern on Fox.
你美得让人难以相信，忍不住对你一见钟情，你像来自天堂的梦境，我多希望把你抱紧。I love you, baby， 如果你不反对，我需要你。
New tender black pepper Angus steak, hot off the wok and ready for delivery, only from Panda Express.
Everybody out. Why do we have to leave? I can't call a woman with other people in the room.
I don't know what your parents did to you.
Next, Seinfeld. Tonight at 10:35 on Fox 13.
I'm a rabbi.
I'm a musician.
I'm a former senator. We are all survivors of child abuse.
I shine to support survivors.
Let's shine together for survivors.
Get ready for an all-star June.
You know, sometimes I forget this is being broadcast and I think, oh, this is just a mirror in my bathroom.
Next new live, Kevin Costner, Sophia Carson, and How to Fly After Quarantine.
Monday at 10 a.m. on Fox 13.
This bell will ring again. These seats will be full. Our children will play together, and we'll have dinner with friends. We'll hear the laughter and feel the energy of a Friday night. We'll be back, stronger than ever. And Fox 13 is here to help with the Rebound Utah. Everything you need to get you back on track during these difficult times. From financial recovery to putting food on your table and more. All in one convenient place. Visit fox13now.com/rebound to get started. Fox 13 News is now streaming live on Roku and Fire TV. Getting up-to-the-minute local news is more important than ever. Just look for the KSTU Fox 13 News channel and watch all our newscasts streaming live. Let's connect.
This is tough on your wallet. The Department of Labor says groceries are more expensive now. Meat and dairy prices have increased an average of 4% nationwide in recent months.
Now, if you're feeling the pinch, that financial pinch, or you're finding yourself eating at home more, here are some ways you can save on your grocery bill.
That supply and demand. So prices are going to go up a bit.
Rachel Kreitch is a couponing queen. She says savings starts with planning meals in advance, so you buy only what you need. And she says making an initial investment in an extra freezer can pay off in the long run.
When prices are low, you want to stock up. Now, there's a lot of things, people are using the word hoarding, so certainly you don't want to buy so much that you're taking away from other people. But when there's a deal out.
She also suggests stocking up on pantry items and making meals with low-cost ingredients, such as rice and beans.
Another thing that we've done is that we've actually done a lot of meatless meals. If you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner at home, and you are putting meats in each dish, it can really add to your grocery budget.
Rachel says to always cook once and eat twice.
So when I'm making my meals, I will make 2 of those. And I'll freeze one. So when I just don't feel like cooking, instead of us, making that, busting our budget and going out and getting food, I can just pull something out of the freezer and use it for that next night.
Rachel says there are several apps that are free and easy to use. She also shares tips and deals on her website, couponingwithrachel.com. And of course, we have a link to that on our website, fox13now.com.
Good story, but I want to be the coupon queen.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
There's a brand new sculpture. It sits right in the heart of Salt Lake City with a history dating back to the early 1900s. The bronze art piece and preserved beam sits at the corner of 900 East and 500 South. Stephen Price got the idea for the art piece when he was visiting an old rail site and heard about the beam. It was used to help the Rio Grande and Union Pacific railroads service locomotives. He was told the beam would be melted down to make rebar, and that's when he decided to save it.
When we saw this beam, we knew that this beam had serviced thousands of locomotives and brought hundreds of thousands of people west and built the West really through the 50s. So we knew that beam had to have second life. It could not be melted down.
Yep, and here's the second life. Price hired local artist Mike Wilson, who crafted a bronze craven with a train conductor's hat hanging from its mouth to sit right on top of the beam. The bronze bird was set in place this afternoon. It was made in partnership with Lehigh-based foundry Adonis Bronze. After months of being closed, most Megaplex theaters will welcome movie lovers once again starting next week. So mark your calendars for June 18th. That's when Megaplex theaters will reopen with some changes to enforce social distancing, including limiting the number of people inside the theater, also gloves and masks for employees, and extra sanitizing. Megaplex plans to screen older films before new films from Hollywood make their eventual return.
A young Utah angler's recent big catch is now going viral.
Oh my goodness. Tonight he spoke to Fox 13 News about what happened on the water. Look at this.
But that giant fish was a 15-minute battle in the end. You're scared he's going to come off.
10-year-old Tyler Grimshaw caught the attention of the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources with this picture. He caught and released this 41-pound lake trout at Flaming Gorge all by himself. Now, he has some advice for other young boys and girls looking to land that big fish.
Keep the line tight, keep the rod bent, just all that stuff. Don't give up, pretty much, and be patient.
The 41-pound fish was just 30 pounds lighter than Tyler himself. But this is not the first big catch for Tyler, Kelly. He tells us when he was younger, he pulled in a fish that was actually 3 pounds heavier than he is.
Wow. You know, when he was younger than 10. That's awesome. What a picture and a story that will last a lifetime. I want to know Tyler's bait, Kristen. Maybe it was something with the bait.
Well, and just reeling that thing in, can you imagine?
oh my gosh, I'm surprised it didn't pull them out of the boat.
Exactly.
That was huge. Well, good job. You know, fishing weather, a little hot today, but we're going to see those temperatures come down a little bit, and the winds come down a little bit too. That makes for choppy water, right? We're going to see better conditions for that. And if you like the cooler conditions, I think you really are going to appreciate the weather next week. Temperatures won't be as hot. Today we hit 97. Our normal high for this time of the year should be 82. We did at least not set a record today, 101, the record for today. 68 was our low. Normal should be 55. Tonight, I don't even think we'll get into the 60s. We could see lows in the 70s tonight. Sunset earlier at 9 p.m. It rises at 5:56 tomorrow. It's currently 88 degrees, so we are still not far off 90, even right now after sunset. South winds coming in at 12, so a bit breezy. That southerly wind will keep things pretty mild tonight. Temperatures are in the middle to upper 80s along the Wasatch Front. You can see upper 60s in Evanston, though, a little bit cooler there, but nice and warmer along the Wasatch Front. There's a possibility with the clouds rolling in, that southerly wind continuing, that we might see some record lows tonight because they're going to be so warm. So record warm lows tonight. Down south, we're still in the low 90s in St. George, 70s down in Delta and Cedar City at 77. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for tomorrow. We'll start in the 70s, and even though we'll start warmer, we will finish a little cooler tomorrow. Temperatures will get into the low 80s tomorrow for most of the Wasatch Front. Down towards Provo, probably up towards the mid-80s, a little bit warmer farther south. But we are going to be looking at, again, a cooler day compared to today. Now, our winds will be whipping tomorrow, and so that does mean that fire danger will continue to stay high. So we have red flag warnings in effect right now that extends back into eastern Nevada. But for Utah, we're going to repeat this again tomorrow. Those warnings go until 9 p.m. So expect high fire danger here. Winds have died down for now on the Wasatch Front, but we still have those strong winds in eastern Nevada where those warnings go until 11 p.m. tonight. High pressure's on the move. On the backside of that high, that's what's giving us that strong southerly wind. We'll keep it around for one more day, and then that high pressure system gets out of here, allows for some cooler air to move in from the north, and then going into next week, another little shot of cooler air trying to approach to keep temperatures a little bit closer to normal and even below normal at times next week. Bottom line, big ridge of high pressure setting up east of us, and so that keeps the hottest stuff away from here. As far as storm systems go, we do have a disturbance that will pass by to our north. You can see an increase in cloud cover tomorrow. There's a chance we could see a stray storm in the mountains, but most of the moisture stays to the north, and it does look pretty dry as we go into next week as well. So not going to see a whole lot when it comes to rain. Out towards Elko, we may see some shower activity tomorrow morning. So your forecast tomorrow in the 60s and 70s, most of us starting in the 70s down south, 62 in Cedar City, starting in the 70s in St. George. Low to mid 80s for the Wasatch Front, down in southern Utah, temps in the 90s, and then we'll top out in the upper 80s out in eastern Utah. So it will be a little bit cooler compared to today. We hit 102 in St. George, so low 90s, not too bad. Slight chance for a mountain storm, temps in the mid 90s Sunday, upper 90s next week, so not as hot. Your 7-day forecast for northern Utah, 81 Saturday. Sunday looks nice, less wind and highs in the 70s. That should be a beautiful day. Next week, mostly in the low to mid 80s, but we could see another cool down Wednesday with highs back to the 70s and plenty of sunshine.
Three golfers with Utah ties competing in this weekend's Return to Golf, including the BYU product Keith Clearwater. Clearwater, who won the Charles Schwab Challenge 33 years ago, receives an automatic invite back every year, but had a disastrous front nine today to finish in a tie for dead last at 15 over par. Zach Blair, meanwhile, moved up into the top 35 after shooting a bogey-less 65. Tony Finau slipping back a stroke to -3 overall. Both guys above the cut line. One guy well below the cut line. Lefty Phil Mickelson double bogeys 3 right there. Brooks Koepka not afraid of that sand trap at all. Here's your top 3, though, at the midway point. Bryson DeChambeau in control of the approach. He and Jordan Spieth in a tie for second at 10 under. But the leader in Fort Worth is Harold Varner III at -11. Near perfect front nine by Varner at Colonial. Go to Thanksgiving Point for the Utah State Junior AM Championships. 8 different champions in 8 different divisions walking away winners today in Lehigh. Skyline High's Tyson Shelley took the 15-18 boys 5-4. Grace Summerhays took the 15-18 girls 2 up with a birdie at 17. Parker Bunn, Ashley Lamb, Rawson Hardy, Whitney Johnson, Jace Benson, and Paige Anai were also victorious Friday. Mark Pope picked up another piece today at BYU. Pope did not coach Brandon Averett at Utah Valley, but he did recruit the point guard before getting the Y job. Averett tallied nearly 13 points a game last season for the Wolverines, spending 2 years at Oklahoma State before that, and going to an NCAA tournament with the Cowboys back in 2017. Averett will graduate from UVU this summer and be eligible to play as a senior for the Cougars in 2021. And highlights from home starts with kid getting back at mom.
1, 2, 3.
Gosh! Okay, that's a good way to start off the segment. Keep the blooper reel going. Mason Hall at Palisade State Park doesn't wear golf shoes. Let's just say he went over to Dick's and bought a pair immediately after this drive gone wrong. This one's hard to see here, but you'll get the gist. Tooele's Caleb Buell tries something for both the first and the last time. Three brothers starting at the landscape rocks. Tanner, Tegan, and Tayson to the trampoline train. That's a lot of T's. And finally, just because you don't have eyes doesn't mean you can't figure skate. The music room works just fine. I like your imagination. If you want to be on, email sports at fox13now.com. That was Noel there skating. We'll be right back.
What would I call a menu where you pick 2 or more things for just $6 each? Picks for 6? Boom! Look at me coming up with names. The new Picks for 6 menu from Papa John's with papadillas, pizza, brownies, and more.
The world is up and at 'em. It's time to get moving again. So get up, stretch the legs, grab the kids, and move. Your family has places to go, and Larry H. Miller dealerships have vehicles to get you there. Right now, we're offering 0% APR for up to 84 months and no payments for up to 6 months. Or let us get your current vehicle ready for the road. Life took a detour, but the destination hasn't changed. Let's move. Larry H. Miller dealerships. Online at lhmauto.com. Driven by you.
Spencer Cox said that Donald Trump represents the worst of what our country stands for, attacked our president for defending our national anthem, and even called Trump supporters uneducated. He now says he supports President Trump, but he can't keep up that lie. Cox recently promoted a tweet saying that if Trump leads our party, we're lost, even if we win. We don't need a never-Trumper leading Utah.
And you always remember those original supporters. Greg Hughes. Greg, thank you.
Fox 13 News is proud to support local business with We're Open Utah. If you're a business supporting our community, we want to hear from you at fox13now.com/open.
Big shout out to Fox 13.
Thanks, Fox 13 and Big Buddha. We love you. Viva Fox 13.
Thanks, Fox 13.
Mahalo, Fox 13, for all the love you guys show us.
I'd like to give Channel 13 a big shaka. Love you guys.
Because now more than ever, we all need to be open.
A beauty investigation on the dangers of straightening products.
It started just coming out in patches.
Monday at 2 on Fox 13. Marge goes into business.
That's for leftover lasagna.
Who ever heard of leftover lasagna? The Simpsons. Tonight at 11:35 on Fox 13.
News breaks when it wants. It doesn't have a script or a schedule, so we don't cut things short just to hand it over to network news. When the other guys go to New York, we stay local. Fox 13's Good Day Utah. Let's connect.
It's the perfect recipe for your afternoon.
The place at 1 p.m., followed by Dr. Oz at 2.
Smells good.
Weekdays starting at 1, right here on Fox 13.
Thanks for buying a fishing license. I want you to picture all the great things this simple purchase does, like building public boat ramps, keeping local waters clean, and maintaining a healthy fish population. When you buy a fishing license, you do a lot. Every dollar protects and maintains your local waterways for future generations to enjoy. Learn more at takemefishing.org/Utah.
Give in to Seinfeld.
Weeknights at 10:35 on Fox 13.
Finally, Dunkin' Donuts is making masks for you to buy until the end of August. A portion of the proceeds will go to the Dunkin' Joy in Childhood Foundation, 3 of the $10 it costs you. And that foundation supports health and hunger relief for children in underserved communities. Look at that.
I want to eat those masks.
Yeah,
I know, they look delicious.
If they could only make them smell like donuts.
Yeah.
QuickCast is next. Have a great weekend.